Mason is standing on a lighthouse on a lonely island. As the boat approaches, Jessie gets into a small rowing boat and heads toward the island. She places a box of supplies and a small gift inside the wooden cabin and then leaves. Mason comes down from the lighthouse and takes the box to his house, but leaves the gift behind in the cabin. He drinks and plays chess alone with himself. The next day, Jessie returns with another box. Jessie asks Mason why he never talks to her even though she regularly brings him supplies. He ignores her, but she leaves the gift box in front of his door. She gets on her boat, but the strong winds blow her off. Mason notices her boat and runs to rescue her. He's able to save her from drowning, but her uncle did not make it. While healing her wounds, Jessie questions Mason on why he hasn't informed anyone on what happened. She continues to tell him that her family will come looking for her, to which he reminds her that she has no family. After he leaves, Jessie limps and searches through drawers. She finds a knife and hides it before Mason returns. That night, Mason wakes up when he hears her shivering and talking in her sleep. As he sits beside her, she gets frightened and pulls out the knife. Mason calmly takes it from her. He shows her how to hold and use a knife properly. After he leaves in his boat to get medical supplies for her leg, Jessie explores the house and finds a sketch of herself and Jack that Mason has drawn. In a drawer, she also finds the globe she once gifted him. In Whitehall, London, a public inquiry is going on. Hannaran questions Manafort, who represents the government. She reminds him that 10 years earlier, the Prime Minister had promised the government would not collect personal data of British citizens. However, after a hack into MI6, it is revealed that they have been gathering all kinds of data to build an advanced surveillance system called Thea. Manafort responds that Thea is meant to predict and prevent threats, and instead of questioning it, they should be thankful. Hannaran argues that this could lead to Thea being shut down and investigations into both Manafort and Prime Minister Forum. The Prime Minister and Manafort are having a conversation in her office. She tells him to keep Thea operating, but only in the shadows with no one else's knowledge. Mason reaches a nearby town and goes to a pharmacy. Just before entering, he hides his face from the camera when paying and goes to a clothing shop to pick up clothes for Jessie. When leaving, he passes behind 3 teens using their phone. Thea uses this video to accidentally identify him as a terrorist. Mason treats Jessie's wounds and gives her the clothes. When they're having supper, Mason notices some uninvited guests, so he goes to deal with them. He takes them out one by one, but one was able to enter the house, kill the dog, and take Jessie. He gets killed too. Mason makes a quick phone call to someone, destroys the phone, and leaves with Jessie. Officers realize the entire team is dead, and the man they targeted wasn't Shermakoiv. Still, they send one of their agents after him. As Mason and Jessie get to a new town, she notices blood on his hand. He tells her he is fine, and they head to a house. Mason hands his gun to Jessie and asks her to wait outside while he goes in.
As he is inside, the homeowner suddenly appears and points a gun at him. Jessie quickly enters and tells the man to lower his weapon. She asks if he can help the injured Mason. At MI6 headquarters, it is revealed that someone has manipulated Thea's code. Whenever the system's cameras detect Mason, it falsely identifies him as Chermanoiv. They send word out that Mason should be caught alive since he is a former MI6 agent. However, Manafort tells the sleeper agent to kill him and the girl. Mason is patched up, and the homeowner's son tells them that he called the police. The police arrive, but when the homeowner opens the door, he's shot in the head. Mason takes out the police and steals one of their vehicles. The assassin arrives behind them in his car, and the chase begins. Mason is able to flip his car over and drive to a nearby inn to switch vehicles. The sleeper agent survives the accident and kills some cops. Roberta calls Manafort and asks if he knows Mason. Manafort explains that years ago, MI6 ran a program called Black Kites, made up of exceptionally skilled agents, and Mason was one of them. During a mission to eliminate a foreign agent, Mason spared the target, falsified his report, and disappeared. When Roberta asks why, Manafort suggests Mason was likely turned for a large sum of money. He warns her that Mason is highly dangerous and tells her to use every resource available to eliminate him. Roberta then asks Madison to dig into restricted files. The files reveal that Mason's mission involved an Iranian scientist who had handed over nuclear secrets to MI6. Instead of protecting him, Mason was ordered to kill him so M16 could deny involvement. Mason refused. As Roberta reviews this information, Manafort secretly watches her through a hidden camera in the room. Mason and Jesse enter a church to meet a colleague of Mason's who takes them to a secure location off the grid. The colleague hacks into THEA and discovers that Mason's identity has been swapped with a terrorist. Mason asks his colleague to help him find Kamal Shar, a man to help Jesse start a new life. As they are about leaving, the sleeper agent returns and a fight breaks out. They escape in a vehicle, and the sleeper agent informs Manafort that the job isn't done. Mason and Jesse go to a club, beat up the security, and go to meet Kamal Shar. Mason asks him to make a new ID for Jesse. In exchange, he will kill Manafort. MI6 identify Mason by the camera and send their agents after him, but so does Manafort. Mason takes them out the agent at the club one by one, but Jesse is kidnapped. He takes out the agents on the outside, rescues Jesse, and escapes on a motorcycle. Mason gets Jesse to the port. They say their emotional farewell. The sleeper agent arrives, and he and Mason start an epic fight, which Mason wins. Mason shows up at Manafort's safe house and kills him. 3 months later, in Spain, Roberta's team monitors Jesse, who is sitting alone in a cafe. A waiter gives her an envelope claiming it's from a friend. In it, a chess piece, signaling that Mason is still alive. And that is how the movie ends.